Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our podcast, The 11 Count. We're finally back. It's been a couple weeks, and we're here to bitch and moan about wrestling. I'm Fernie.
I'm Eddie.
Let's ring the fucking bell.
Ding, ding. All right. So last time, it's a lot of like random news. You're gonna get to tee off on AEW a little bit. Oh, I'll say that much. But do you want to talk about WWE or AEW first? So you want?
Let's do AEW. Let's do the B show first.
Fuck you. Anyway, AEW. So Jack Perry, apparently, did you know he had apparently requested his release right after 2 months after the CM Punk shit is when he asked to be let go. But Tony was like, "No, you're too valuable." So he sent him to New Japan.
Uh-huh. Well, I know he's pretty much in limbo in New Japan, but yeah.
Well, no, he's like, it's kind of like one of those things that they call an excursion, where like they send you off somewhere to like, let's see what you can do, go over there, do your best, and all that stuff.
Um,
Like, try to better yourself. Apparently, Tony was pissed with him though because he feels like he cost him CM Punk by like being by saying that whole like it's real glass, cry me a river. Like, man, you didn't have to do that, according to Khan at least.
I don't know. I think CM Punk had it coming.
I mean, you're not the only one that thought that, to be fair. Let me see here. So there's that. Um, do you watch the AEW product very much or not really?
I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to watch it sometimes.
That's fair. So Dynasty is happening, and apparently the plan might be to have Swerve Strickland win the title. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that's smart. He's probably their hottest product right now.
I think Swerve might be the hottest he's ever been right now at the moment. But I really don't want Joe to lose the title so soon. But like, you know.
I mean, it's just Joe's old, dude.
Yeah, but he's still putting on bangers, man. Like, did you watch his match with Wardlow? They beat the piss out of each other. It was ugly, but it was good.
No, I
Uh,
mean, I'm not saying Joe can't go anymore. I'm sure he can. It's just how much does he have left?
I mean, give him one good world title run, one good world title run, and whoever beats him is a made man. I would argue Swerve is going to be a made man when he wins that title. And then you have Swerve versus Hangman. Um, let's talk about the three big signings. Yeah, the three big signings. Let's
Mercedes Monet.
Mercedes Monet. What do you think about that? Do you think it's gonna have a big impact or nah?
I mean, her New Japan run wasn't exactly stellar.
But she apparently she's not even going for a world title at first. She's going for Willow Nightingale, the woman
Hmm.
that injured her.
Apparently, there's like a controversy about it, but they're saying that AEW should have announced that she was coming back or that she was coming to AEW to get their ratings up. But I know you're one that says that they don't give a shit about the ratings, right?
Más o menos. They do give a shit about the ratings as long as they're in the top five. That's
Mm.
that's apparently what Warner Brothers wants. As long as Collision, Rampage, and Dynamite are in the top five, they don't care where they rank because the top five are where all the money is made. After that is where like it drops heavily. Um, so, but no, and honestly, a lot of people actually agree with you, and I'm inclined to agree too. It's not the same with CM Punk, where like they can heavily imply that Punk's returning. Uh,
Yeah.
they tried that approach with Monet, and it kind of backfired because their ratings only went up by 3% that night, that day, because they didn't say like Monet is coming.
That was what, like 800,000?
810, if I'm not mistaken. It went up a little bit from the week before, but
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah, I mean, it's new we knew.
Mm. Well, I mean, they've had three hot prospects like debut over the past month, and like they're trying to build momentum.
Who
Edge,
was the who was the other signing?
the last two were Okada, and then before him, Osprey, which I like. I like the fact. So do you remember around WrestleMania 31 when Brock had the title?
Yeah,
And do you remember how they put the two mid card titles on Daniel Bryan, the IC title, and Cena had the US title? Do you remember that?
yeah.
I feel like we're kind of there because they got Okada, who has the Triple Crown Championship, or the Continental Crown title. God damn it.
That
And
belt looks like shit, to be honest.
I don't like it. I thought it was a unification belt. I don't like the fact that it's now three belts again. Like, God damn it. It should be three titles or one title. Pick one. Um,
Yeah, I was looking at it the other day. I was like, man, that belt just no bueno.
um, but yeah, so Okada has that title, and Edge has the TNT title. Did you see his match with Christian or no?
I saw the highlights. It looked good.
It was nasty. It was good, but it was a nasty. Um,
I, I
so
just thought that spike 2x4 he had was a little like, all right, come on.
hey, he did chop it into Christian's balls.
But do you think it was actual fucking nails?
I think Christian wore a cup more than if it was nails.
I think they were rubber nails.
Because he got kicked in the dick so many times by Edge leading into that match. Which I actually thought it was a good match. I mean,
I
it was
mean, he wears pants. It's pretty. It could be pretty easy for him to wear a cup.
I mean, I wouldn't let you kick me in the dick, so yeah, no. Fuck no. Um which honestly, like man, like you and me growing up watching Edge and Christian, isn't it kind of nice to see like their rivalry end like at this advanced stage?
I mean, sure. Um, I just I don't know.
What?
I feel like Edge is gonna end up being one of those people that signs with AEW and then he's just kind of lost. Not lost in the sense like he doesn't know what he's doing, but in the sense of he was just hired because he's a really prominent WWE guy.
Yeah, but I feel yeah, but I feel like he's at AEW also because it's like what was left for him? Unless they were gonna let him wrestle the younger guys, like there was nothing left.
Oh, in WWE, I'm sure there was nothing like left for him to do.
Um, what was I gonna say? I don't know though. I feel like he has so much more wrestling to do with AEW. I want him to go for a world title, but it might be a Daniel Bryan situation where like they just don't fucking want it. Daniel
Yeah,
Bryan actually told Tony Khan he doesn't want the title. Like he feels like he has nothing to contribute to it. He just wants to wrestle. Hmm?
I just want to dance.
That's now a question. Would you work for AEW for 3 years for $4.5 million?
When I worked for 3 years, $4.5 million,
3 years.
you realize I get paid 56 grand, right?
Fair enough. That's how much Okada's getting paid. Do you think he's worth it?
I don't know, dude. I'm not familiar with this stuff. You tell me, is he worth it?
Honestly, yeah. Like he is legit main event draw. Like
Uh,
he his name is so well known internationally. Even if he's not well known in the States, they paired him up with the Bucks. It should work. Like he definitely he's only going to get better. His money, he's only going to be worth more. As soon as he
Yeah,
came in, turned heel, teamed with the Bucks, won a title. Like they're treating him like a star because he fucking is.
yeah.
It's like giving AJ Styles a run with like the IC title as soon as he got to WWE. That's a smart call. They should fucking do that. It works. Which also, do you think of AJ Styles as a TNA guy still or more of a WWE guy now?
I think he'll always be a TNA guy.
I think you're right, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Now when I think of AJ Styles, I don't think of TNA anymore. I think of WWE. I think of
I
his
mean, I think he's had enough of a run in WWE for him to be considered a WWE guy.
Mhm.
But I think he'll always be a TNA guy.
Yeah. Okay, now here's another
He's
question.
not Rushmore TNA.
Yeah, I think you're right because him and Joe carried that company. But now let me ask you a harder question. Is Kurt Angle more of a WWE guy or is he more of a TNA guy?
I mean, that's also another argument. It could be that he's a TNA guy. He had a longer career in TNA than WWE.
Do you think he had better matches in TNA than he did in WWE?
I think so. Perk Angle. I think Perk Angle had better matches in TNA.
Who do you think would win? Who do you think would win the match? Perk Angle or Cocaine Shawn Michaels? Like pre-WrestleMania 14 Cocaine Michaels.
Perk Angle.
Really? Oh shit!
He's a fucking animal, dude.
That dive, that famous dive.
Abyss Dive
Yes.
or the one that he did on Mr. Kennedy off the six-sided cage.
No, I'm thinking of the one where he just like straight up jumped and like dove over the stage.
I mean, also that and his Mr. Kennedy dive.
I don't think I've seen this Mr. Kennedy dive. Let me see.
Oh, he did a fucking a moonsault.
Ken Anderson dive. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Kurt Angle, Ken Anderson dive. Shit, I can't find it. It's fine. I'll find it. Oh wait, he did a moonsault top from the top
Yeah.
of the cage.
Yeah.
Moonsault top of cage. God, my computer's a piece of shit here at work. Oh my God.
Say it louder so they can hear you.
No one's here. Found it. Fucking Christ, how high is he?
Pretty fucking high.
Oh fuck, how did he not break his hip? Oh my God. Or his wrist. Jesus Christ. I wonder how much he was making in TNA.
I mean, he was making bank in TNA.
But I mean, there's no way it was as much as what WWE would have given him, I think.
No, I think he was getting paid a lot in TNA, especially because Dixie Carter wanted good talent.
God, 11 years out of him, 7 figures a year. Damn, so he was making at least $1 million a year for 11 years. That's not bad. I gotta imagine the WWE would have paid him more at some point. Fair.
Well, remember he had a bad falling out with WWE.
Well, so from the interviews I saw, it wasn't so much a bad falling out so much as like him and Vince like were just butting heads, and he was like,
I
"Look, man."
thought it was the whole he told Vince that he was gonna fight him.
Oh, that's right. That's when he knew he had to go to rehab.
Yeah, he like fucking told Vince, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you.
And then he shows up, and Vince is like, "Are we gonna do this or what?" Like, what do you mean? Why are we gonna fight? And he plays him the answering machine. Jesus.
And he's like, oh, whoopsies.
LOL, JK, JK. Um, Let me see. So there's that. Will Ospreay, Okada. Um,
Oh, I think Will Ospreay's is probably the better signing out of the three.
why?
Oh, I think he's a better worker.
That was, I think, was the first Ospreay match you saw the one with Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door?
Yeah, I
Fair.
think he has more tread on the tires than the other guys.
Like more long-term capabilities.
Yeah.
I see that. I see that. Um, I wonder when he'll win the world title. Maybe at All In.
Hmm. Do you think WWE was going after Osprey hard or no?
According to Osprey, according to reports from him, he said that they did approach him. They did give him a seven-figure offer, but that the feeling in the room, he didn't like it because they were kind of talking to him more of like his impression was that they didn't want him to cut promos. They just wanted him to wrestle.
Hmm.
And he's like, I'm good on the mic. But he got the feeling that they just wanted him for his athleticism, kind of like Ricochet. Like
Oh,
Ricochet's fucking athletic as hell. He ain't ever winning the world title. They don't let him talk. Or maybe he can talk, but we just don't know.
I think he's also. I mean, I know that's like ironic because I mean Rey Mysterio won the title, but I think he's too small.
I think if you build around him, he could win the world title, but it's like Finn Balor. Finn Balor's pretty small, but I would believe him as a world champion if they build him up. He was the first Universal Champion, remember?
Yeah, and then he got hurt, and then I think that's when they were like, "See, it fucking told you."
That was just Vince being a dick. But I feel like maybe Finn's beyond his expiration date now. I don't know if they would trust him with a world title anymore. It's unfortunate. Like it's been 9 years since that happened, but I don't think they trust
It's
him.
fucking nuts that it's been 9 years since that fucking happened.
I can't believe the Universal title is over 10 years old. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's dead and gone now.
Not till fucking Cody takes it from Reigns and retires it. Which please God let that happen. Um, but yeah, that's all AEW news. Just a few little tidbits here and there.
Let's talk Rock and Cody because we've been out for a while that we haven't talked about the Rock's promo of him singing his little songy song.
Okay, one more thing, and then we'll jump into WWE for the next like 30 minutes. All right.
Sure.
Did you hear about Ronda Rousey and her book and all the shit she talked about Vince?
No,
So she said one of the reasons why she left was
I
her.
know Rousey thick now.
She is. She don't look bad though. She don't look bad thick.
No, she don't look bad at all. She thick.
But she apparently alleges that one of the reasons why she left WWE was because of Vince and Bruce Pritchard, how much of a boys' club and how disrespectful they were to the women. Like she was like, wait, like why aren't you treating them better? And they're like, well, like unless it's like you or Charlotte, why do we give a fuck? And apparently that rubbed her the wrong way, giggity. And yeah, she that's why one of the reasons why she left.
Thank you.
She didn't like the way that they were treating the women.
Hmm.
And she pretty much said, like, fuck Vince. I would argue she burned her ties with WWE for at least a few years.
But do you think that also puts like a target on the top girls' backs? Because it's kind of saying like I'm not okay with this, but apparently these bitches back there are.
No, I don't think so, because there has to be an understanding of, like, hey, man, like, they're paying you millions. You can't say shit. Like, it's understood, like, hey, we're paying you fucking, what, $800,000 a year? You
Hmm.
never say anything bad about us because we're paying you 800K a year. At most, you can maybe get away with like shit talking on Twitter for something minor, like Bailey with the WrestleMania poster, and that's it.
Oh, one more AEW news I almost forgot. MJF isn't on the roster on their website.
No, that's an error. As I understand it, it's just because he's injured right now. He's on reserve.
Or so you think.
Well, apparently his shoulder injury is, to quote, worse than they initially thought. Um, they're like, okay, he's going to be out a little while longer than we expected. I don't know what the expected time was, but we'll see.
Hmm. Oh, okay. What was the other WWE news that you had?
No, it was just the Ronda Rousey. Now we can dive
Oh,
like all into WWE. So
uh,
Rock,
Hollywood Rock.
Hollywood Rock, go for it. You take charge. WWE, I think, is more your company.
What'd you think of his little song promo?
I hate to say it, but I fucking liked it.
I mean, no, Rock has always been good as a heel.
He's been
Like,
great as a heel.
yeah.
Did you remember 2003 Hollywood heel Rock? Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Like, this is just quintessential Hollywood Rock. I think what doesn't work is that his everyone's looking at him like you're only here because your career in Hollywood's not doing so hot right now.
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say like that's kind of what my input was. I'll be honest with you.
No, I mean that's my input also. I think he's only there because his fucking career's not doing so hot.
God, what happened? It was Black Adam. And what other movies started going downhill besides Black Adam? I'm trying to remember.
Jungle Cruise?
Jungle Cruise didn't do well. The Jumanji sequel didn't do great. Um,
I'm
yeah,
surprised they even got a sequel.
apparently the first Jumanji did over $900 million. So I'm
I
not.
mean, it was fine. I thought Welcome to the Jungle was okay.
Um, it was fine, but I didn't like the sequel at all. I didn't like the whole like trading places and shit. But fuck it, that's just me. But yeah, and then he got ousted by DC. And now he's a part of the TKO board. Fucking got all the trademark. Oh, apparently he was given $30 million in stock options. I didn't know how much he was given.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he just launched his football league, remember?
Oh yeah, the UFL.
Yeah, which launches this Sunday, by the way. I'll be watching.
Well, I mean, also he's getting apparently there's like a lot of backstage reports that he's being like there's a lot of heat on him because they're like, what the fuck? Like this guy's cursing like there's no tomorrow, and yet we're told that we have to be PG.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of, and apparently like they sent out like a warning like to all the staff members as far as like, hey, be PG on your social media, right? And they did this a few days before The Rock and like his concert and all the cussing. Plus on social media, he fucking cusses like a goddamn sailor.
Yeah.
Um, which yeah, and then those reports happen, and then the following Monday, Cody comes out and what does he call Rock?
A
Uh,
whiny bitch.
God damn, and the crowd is eating it the fuck up, man, the whole goddamn time. Um, I- man, are you? Do you think they're maybe building up to Rock versus Cody at SummerSlam? Like, would you?
I mean, I don't think Rock is here for a one-off in WrestleMania.
But do you think he fights Roman at the next Mania as a face, or what do you think?
I mean, how much time do you think Roman takes off after this Mania if he does lose?
I don't see him coming back any earlier than SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam is when he returns. I don't see a world where he comes back sooner than that. But what do you think, though? Like, do you think he'll be a far? Do you think he'll be gone a long time or not really?
I think he's gonna be gone at least 6 months.
Yeah, so around SummerSlam time.
Do I think Rock is gonna stick around? I mean, it just really depends on if he's doing a movie or not. Is
No,
Fast and Furious still a go for Fast 12?
only Fast 11. Only Fast 11. As I understand it, Fast 11 will be the last movie, but when it comes to The Rock, he will be taking time off after WrestleMania to film. I don't know what, but he will be taking time off. Um, so yeah, that will be a thing. I'm just trying to think what else is he doing? I don't know what movies he's doing next. Oh, he's filming that movie based on the MMA fighter. He's doing a biography.
Oh, the Smashing Machine,
Yes, that one. Yeah. So he's going to take time off to go film that.
which he looks nothing like the guy that he's making a movie about. If he's the one that's supposed to be the fucking guy.
Yeah, he doesn't at all. I don't know how that. Plus, also, no offense, The Rock, he might have a young looking body because he's fucking swole as a motherfucker. He looks old. I see the wrinkles. No
Yeah,
offense.
in his face he looks old.
So I'm like, how the fuck? Like, how much CGI are they going to use to de-age him?
Unless he's doing like the end of I want to say it's Mark Kerr, the guy that he's making the movie of.
Mark
He was an MMA fighter. His nickname was the Smashing Machine.
the Smashing Machine. And this was back in the early days of the UFC, right?
Yeah, this was like late 90s, early 2000s.
I wonder, do you think they're gonna shy away from the ugly parts?
I mean, it depends if the UFC's involved in making it,
I'm
which
pretty
I
sure with
can't imagine that
TKO,
they're not.
huh?
Oh yeah, that's true, TKO. But I mean, I can't imagine that they won't be involved because I mean, how else are they gonna like do the fucking movie?
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like I assume so okay, one of the things that like
I
if
just think it's gonna make them look bad.
no, that's what I'm saying. I think that they're gonna curve it to not make UFC look bad because like look at the Iron Claw. I mean not the Iron Claw. If they ever did a documentary on Vince McMahon, most people, 99% of people don't know shit. You and me, we can
Yeah.
spot the bullshit. We're gonna be like, that's not how it happened.
I mean, I do think Vince McMahon does have like a interesting come up story, but I mean, towards the end, he fucked everything up.
Yeah. But like that's what I mean though. Like if we saw his documentary, we would be able to spot the bullshit if they tried to cover up the bad stuff. In
Yeah.
that sense, do you think we'll be able to spot the bullshit in this? I don't think so, if I'm being honest with you. Because I'm not that familiar. Maybe you are, but I'm not.
No, I think you'll be able to spot the bullshit. I'm just like, for me, I'm just kind of over it. I'm just like, I don't get why he's making this movie. He looks nothing like the fucking guy. So it's just kind of annoying.
Um, I think it's a straight up vanity project, honestly.
Oh yeah. And
Uh,
he could say all he wants, like, oh, it's because I'm a fan of the UFC, blah blah blah. It's just, I mean, dude, you're not that big of a fucking fan. It just The Rock comes off as very fake in his interviews.
well, because he's cutting promos.
I know, that's why. Like it's hard to take him seriously as a wrestling fan. Like even his Rogan appearance, like where he was like trying to be like I don't know, I guess vulnerable.
Hmm.
It just you can't take it as vulnerable.
He The only time I've ever seen The Rock actually seem a little vulnerable was when he was giving his dad's eulogy, but that's a given.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen him like look like legitimately like in pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So nah, man, I agree with you. I remember when he did the thing with Mr. Beast. Did you ever see that video?
No.
So it's during the premiere of Black Adam, right? Mr. Beast comes up to him and he says, "We'll play rock paper scissors, and whoever wins, um, you pick the charity. If you win, you pick the charity, and I'll donate $100,000. Or if I win, I pick the charity."
Uh-huh.
So they do it 3 times, and it's a tie every single time. It just looks like The Rock is a little annoyed at like the fact that he like tied twice with him. It's so stupid. But it's like, why does it bug you like to interact with these people? Why does it bug you that you didn't automatically win? And maybe I'm nitpicking here, but
Do you think it's because he's competitive?
I
Because
think
I mean,
so.
you do see that with competitive people.
I think so. I think that's part of the reason why in the Fast and Furious contracts he can't lose a fight. He's too competitive. He's very protective of his character. He's very
Yeah.
like all out, and that translates to WWE, and that's why it might rub people the wrong way when he cuts the promos that he cuts. I do think that that affects him.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. And it is really interesting to see like how long is this Rock gonna be around? Like I think that's the one thing that people are thinking about the most is like how long is this guy gonna be around?
I think I think he returns for SummerSlam, maybe. Or Roman returns for SummerSlam. And then probably next WrestleMania might be it.
Yeah. I don't think he sticks around for longer than months.
You think he retires as a heel or as a face?
As a heel.
Do you think they'll tell us, or do you think he'll pull an Austin and be like, that's my last match?
But did Austin I don't ever remember if he said it was he said it on the Monday after, no?
He announced it a few months later. He didn't want
Mm.
to announce it because he didn't want to overshadow The Rock or anyone else's moment at Mania. He wanted to go under the radar. So he was like, hey, Rock's gonna beat me. He lost. The only people that knew that he was done were Rock, Vince, and Jim Ross, and that's it.
Like I feel like the only person that's really seen like The Rock like be real is like Stone, like the old guys, the guys from the 90s.
But I think you're right. But let me ask you this. Do you think that their perception of him has changed since then? Because I'd say The Rock is not the same person he was back in the early '90s or late '90s. I don't think he's the same guy. Because and I saw this interesting it's a video I see on YouTube from Russell Talk, but they talk about how The Rock was very selfless back in the late '90s, early 2000s. Right? He took loss.
Yeah.
He wanted to work with the Hurricane. He had the second lowest winning percentage of all 8 main eventers. If you count Taker, Triple H, Austin, Rock, Foley, Jericho. I can't remember the other two. But anyway, oh, Angle, and I can't remember the other one. Anyway, if you count all those guys, he had the second lowest winning percentage after Mick Foley. He was very selfless. He never politicked back then. The only time he ever said no was to Michaels, and that was it. But when he got to Hollywood, it was a different story where you had to be more assertive in your roles, in what you were doing, protecting your character, protecting your brand as an actor.
Yeah.
So bringing that attitude to WWE, I mean, that's a Hogan level of like, well, I don't really do jobs. I am the one that wins. That I can see why that would rub some people the wrong way. Like, hey, fuck you. I'm here 365 days a year getting the shit kicked out of me, 250 days a year away from my family. Why the fuck do you get to show up and like steal my mic time, steal my screen time? Because there were reports. I don't know if you know about this that he went overtime on one of his segments, like 10 minutes over, and they had to cut like the Naomi match and a few other matches in promo.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, I think The Rock is. I don't think. I think it's horseshit. Like, I do think it's horseshit that these part-time guys, um, the what is it? The mysticism, not the mysticism, but like the excitement, like oh, like this guy's like back, like is gone. Like now it's kind of like great, like this guy is fucking gonna get the spotlight for some fucking reason.
Yeah. But wait, weren't you excited when like Goldberg came back and all that?
Yeah, but Goldberg was never like doing these huge spots. Granted, I mean it could be bias, but it's just I don't know, dude. Let's call it bias. I mean, Goldberg was definitely one of my favorite wrestlers. Rock is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, but putting it against a guy like Cody, I'm like, that's horseshit.
Mhm. Well, so let me ask you this. Do you buy into the conspiracy that this was the plan the all along? Or do you believe that they were legitimately gonna do Cody Seth for the world title, Rock Roman for the WWE title? Or do you think that this was the original plan? Which way do you think they were initially gonna do?
I mean, I don't think. Wait, what's the conspiracy that this was the plan all along?
Yeah, so the thought WWE is saying that this was the plan all along, guys. Like Cody,
Oh, that they A-teamed this.
yeah, like that the plan. This was always the plan. In reality, WWE was going to go this other way until like all the negative press around The Rock. So, which way do you think they were planning on going until the negative press?
I think you have to be a fucking retard. Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. It slipped. The 90s slipped.
We're gonna use it, or do you not want me to use it?
No, I use it. I don't give a shit. I think you
Yeah,
have to be a fucking retard to think, oh, this is a good idea. You know, this guy that we've been building up for a year, for
here.
2 fucking years. Sorry. Yeah, 2 fucking years is going to be like, I'm going to take a back seat. Rock, you get the title, bro. Like, no one in their fucking right mind would be like, oh, this is a good idea.
I mean, shit, man. You saw that look that Cody had on his face, like when he was like, "Go get him, Rock." Do you think that was a momentary slip up of Cody being like kind of sad, like, "Oh man, I wanted the WWE title"? Because
I
there's only
mean,
so professional that you could be, where like inevitably your human moment's gonna slip out, and you're gonna be like, "I'm disappointed."
we can't say that the audience has never influenced a match because they have.
Yeah, Daniel
WrestleMania
Bryan.
30. Daniel Bryan wins because the audience wants him to win.
Mhm.
Like it to say the audience does not impact the match would be wrong. It's true. So it does happen a lot of the times.
Mhm.
But I don't know, dude. I don't think like I want to give Triple H credit and be like, "No, this guy wouldn't be that fucking stupid."
But he could have been overridden.
True. But who would have overrode him?
The Rock, dude, The Rock is legitimately in one move went from like just another wrestler to being Triple H's boss. Like it was
But that's what annoys me is that he should not have any ability to jump in the ring as a fucking board member.
but that's why he's on the board. The board specifically was like, you can join and we'll give you all this money and stuff, but you gotta wrestle at WrestleMania again. Which I mean, it's hard to argue that they wouldn't get a lot of publicity around it. I mean, fucking look what's going on now. It's mainstream at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, fuck, man. You have to be really fucking retarded to think that this was a good idea.
Um, What was I gonna say?
Like, if it was Rock's call to fucking override Cody, man, I hope Triple H in the back of his mind is like, this guy's a fucking idiot. That's why we made fun of you, Dewey. That's why Shawn Michaels pissed in your beer, Dewey.
Did he actually do that?
I don't know. I hope he did. The Rock's always been a sour bitch towards Michaels.
Um,
They bullied me.
what's called? From what I understand it was because he was disrespectful, I think, to The Rock's grandma. I think that's the reason.
Whose grandma?
The Rock's grandma.
It doesn't matter whose grandma it is.
Jesus Christ. And for folks, that was Fernie. He's the one that just blew out your ears.
Sorry, the mic is like right in front of my face.
um, but okay. Okay. Do you think it could have worked if they had just gone like the triple threat route? Like if instead they pivoted and they were like, "Fuck it, Rock versus Cody versus Roman. Who's going to win the title? Fuck if I know." Or do you like this?
Based on characters alone, it would not work
How come?
because we've already built up this storyline of mano y mano, Cody versus Roman. No one else around. That's why I think Cody and Rollins win the tag team match to get the bloodline out of contention from the title match.
But what do you think sells more drama? Cody Roman one on one, or Cody v Roman and the Bloodline? Like, all right, Cody, now you have to overcome all these fucking odds. Go full Cena. Because I see
I
that
mean, do
happen.
I think a triple threat match wouldn't work? No, I think it would work. But I don't feel like there'd be a good mix in that match.
Well, speaking of mixes, I got another question for you. And this is a more minor thing, but I just noticed it yesterday, and I'm like, now that bugs me. I don't like the Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre match. I get why it's happening, but I don't like it because, and I counted, we've seen it 3 times already.
Yeah.
Like this.
Well, I do like how Drew's trying to keep that CM Punk storyline alive.
No, in my respect, but like I miss the days where like a big WrestleMania title match felt fresh, like brand new guys to the main event. But like, fuck, we've seen this story. It would be cool if it was Zayn versus Seth. Okay, like we've never had Zayn go for the world title, or someone new. Someone. Imagine if Braun Breaker won some kind of big tournament and was challenging Seth for the world title at Mania. That
Well,
would.
do you think Damian Priest cashes in on Seth?
I don't think so. I don't think
I
so.
think he does.
You think
There
he makes a triple threat?
I mean, there's well, not that there's gonna make it a triple threat, but I mean, there's always been hints that he's gonna cash in on Seth.
Yeah, but if he catches in on Seth, it kind of derails the whole Cody Seth versus the Bloodline storyline. Or do you think he cashes in the main event of?
I think he cashes in on his match. If he wins against Drew, I think he cashes in.
You might be right. Second ever cash in, it'd be a hell of a way for Rollins to lose the title. But do you believe Damian Priest is a world champ though?
I mean, I think he could do it. I think he's a hell of a worker. I think he needs the mic skills.
I mean, he's part of the Judgment Day.
Hey man, Io Sky doesn't work as a champion, and yet somehow she's fucking champ.
Yeah, but she has a storyline to back it up. She has the damage control.
Well, he
Again,
has the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase.
but what have they done for him?
Well, yeah, I mean that's true also, but
This
it's
is
just
the
like he has to do something. He has to shit or get off the pot at this point.
This feels like okay. This Money in the Bank feels like the fourth most dud Money in the Bank ever.
Oh yeah,
Like the only ones worse were when the Miz had it, when Otis had it, and when Austin Theory had it.
I feel like they've just diluted the Money in the Bank so much, like it doesn't mean what it used to mean anymore.
No, you're right because when someone used to win it, that was like that dude is a future main eventer. But ever since who fucked it up? I think it was Damian Sandow. Ever since him, like it hasn't meant the same because it's not a guaranteed title win. It's not. It used to be a guarantee fucking T. This dude's winning the world title in the future. It's gonna be a big fucking deal, right? When Edge did it, made man. When Punk did it, made man. RVD did it,
RVD.
man.
Yep.
Even Jack Swagger, for all his bullshit, when he won, it was like, oh fuck, they got plans for this guy. He's gonna be the next Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but you get what I'm saying.
Who was the one that they teased to win it? Because it wasn't like that. Someone teased LA Knight.
Yes, if
He
LA
should
Knight
have
had
fucking
won,
won that shit.
I agree. I completely fucking agree. LA Knight, I would have believed that. You should have cashed it at the Rumble or something. Like, all right, fuck it. I want my one-on-one. We're doing this at the Rumble, you son of a bitch.
Do you think LA Knight gets a title match after Mania
He
if he
better.
beats AJ Styles?
He fucking better. He needs a world title. He needs, if anything, in the draft, maybe take LA Knight from SmackDown over to Raw. LA Knight with the world title, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe anyone's ever going to beat Cody, not for like a year. Unless it's Walter, no one's beating Cody, not for a year.
No. I mean, you mean Gunther?
Sorry, Gunter. Gunter, yeah.
Gunter.
Gunter.
Oh, Gunter.
Which also another quick
Gunter,
question.
I hardly know her.
Ew. Yeah. Okay, here's another one last quick question. Would you have rather have seen Gunter versus Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, or both in a triple threat? Which match would you rather have seen?
I say triple threat. I
And who
think
would you
Chad Gable's a hell of a fucking wrestler, and the match that he had with Gunther was actually pretty fucking entertaining.
dude, it was great. I think it went like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Like fuck. Dude, it's crazy that Chad Gable could have easily been the new Kurt Angle if they had ever just pushed him proper.
yeah. But
Fuck.
now he's the shoosh guy.
I mean, Kurt Angle did milk, so fucking if he can get through it,
Yeah, but Kurt Angle, they pushed him to the fucking moon in his first in that first year.
but they can do it to Chad now. Like fucking,
Yeah.
I don't think it's too late for him to go pro main event. I think as soon as they take the title off of Roman, he can.
I think it was also like the fact that Kurt Angle was a fucking gold medalist.
You're not wrong, but if you have Chad Gable go toe to toe with a bunch of guys, give him a bunch of 15, 20-minute matches defending the IC title every Monday, that'll build him up. Give him a John Cena run. Give him the US title. Take it off of Logan Paul. Give it to
Yeah.
fucking make the US title mean something again.
Yeah. Make the US title great again.
Oh god damn it. I heard what I said when it came out. Ugh. I was like, don't connect the dots. Fuck you. I stand by that statement though. But yeah.
Eddie, we see that red hat behind you.
Oh, you can go eat shit and die. And so can that sack of shit, you know what I'm talking about. By my count, by my estimation, the next time we do 11 count, because we do it every 2 weeks, next time it'll be WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
Do you want to do like a mini predictions, like maybe like the Friday or the Thursday before, just to kind of like get our thoughts out?
sure.
Fuck it. All right, folks. Next time you see us will be sometime next week for WrestleMania 40 predictions, and then we'll do a post WrestleMania show on the 8th. And there you have it.
Yeah,
Fernie, yeah, you want to hit the outro?
sure. Thank you everybody for joining us for the 11 count, where we talk and bitch about wrestling. Now we don't know jack shit about wrestling, but we love to talk about it. Please join us wherever you get your podcast needs. We will be on Spotify, Apple, Google, pretty much anywhere, YouTube especially. Check us out wherever you get your podcast needs, and that's about it. We come back every 2 weeks, and yeah, that's about it. I'm Fernie,
I've been Eddie.
and this was the 11 count. Ring the goddamn bell.
Yeah, that man has a family.